Well, my peeps, it looks like I need to own up to my first mistake. A couple weeks ago, I showed you us putting this ceiling up, and it's going pretty smooth. Down the center of the van, it looks freaking fabulous. But if you look left or you look right, have you noticed it yet? Look at on the edges, it started to bow in between our mounting spots. And although when we put the wires up, you probably won't even notice it because it'll all be blocked in. For myself, it's just not acceptable. I cannot do that. There's no way. So I need to pull the roof back down. Ha! Fun times, right? Holy crap, that was insane hail, eh? But look, back to beautiful, like instantly. Welcome to Calgary weather. Spots, it looks like it snowed outside. Crazy. Let's get back to what? Oh, no. It just took out our shelter. Oh, I hope it hasn't hit the van. Oh. What? Oh, doesn't look like there's any damage. What? That hail filled it with water. Holy crap, is there ever a lot of water in there? No wonder it collapsed. Oh, no. You want to do a van build, do you? Yeah? Right on. I think I'm going to have to punch a hole in it. I don't think you have a choice. You have to put a little hole in it and let it drain. When it doesn't go in the van, we'll be okay. Well, it made it through a full winter, all of the rainy spring, and we get one summer storm, and down she comes, my friends. But while that's draining and I can get that fixed in the background, we need to get to work. So that ceiling was stuck there good. We did screws and glues, and look at those. Like it just tore them apart. So we have to make new cross strips, which I was gonna have to do anyways because we want to reframe it. So we're gonna recycle the boards that we had to cut them into strips like this. Now that I have all 7 of our new ones cut out, I'll take our old ones, which you'll see I've numbered 1 to 7, as well as labeled left and right. We'll just line them up on top and mark out where those bolt holes were. And we do that for all 7. And with those done, now we just drill them out like we did in the last video. I ain't gonna waste your time with that. So now with those done, I gotta get another long board. And of course, I buried all those big boards, because now, with this piece, we're gonna make 4 more furring strips 3 inches wide, but they're gonna be the full 8 foot long of the board. Then we're gonna take the long strips, we're gonna line them up with the Riv Nuts that we put in the other week, mark where we place our holes, and screw them right up into place. Then we'll take those other ones and run them across, just like we did before, and now it looks like this. Check it out. I should have done this in the first place. I don't know why I didn't. But anyways, I felt I needed to show this real quick. I was hoping to get our walls all framed in and everything tonight as well. That was the plan until this stupid thing happened. But I did get it up and standing. It's kind of a redneck fix for a redneck setup. But I'm just hoping that we don't have a windstorm because it's not actually bolted in. I just have it kind of pressured up against. And I don't know if a windstorm will take this thing like an umbrella. But it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I can't drill anymore. So I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna pray that that doesn't go anywhere. Hope you guys do too. And tomorrow morning my nephew will be here to help out. So, see you in the morning. Check it out, see? It stayed standing even. Pretty sweet, eh? Do I trust it? Not really. Is it gonna get us through this video? Yes. And then that way I can attend to it off camera. Because we're here to talk about the van. You know that. So, here's our ceiling in the daytime. As you see, we got the cross furring strips in. and then we put the lengthwise furring strips in this time. We used all the same Riv Nuts that we already previously put in, and we just joined it to the end. Pretty straightforward stuff. Now the way I did it the first time, would it work? Yes. Is it up to my expectations? No. So we pulled it off and did this. So while we wait for Ben to arrive, we're gonna cut us a whole bunch more furring strips. And now, with all our furring strips cut and waterproofed again, using our BEHR waterproof stuff that we used in the last video, we got Benny in the house.
What's up?
And we're putting him to work.
Yep.
Burrito Ben is painting our plywood roof. Okay, so now that we got Ben, I've decided let's get this ceiling up right away. So to fit around this front corner, I've taken a piece of wood in which you cut into a stencil so we know our wire can fit down through there and line up with all our braces properly so we have plenty of room to screw in. So then I'm going to take that template. So this is our board that's going to go in the ceiling. This is up. So where that corner is going to be, we're going to place our template on that corner and then just simply trace it out. And give it a cut. Benny complimented me on my corners. I got nice curves, he says. And with the help of Benjamin, we got a ceiling back in. We only did it twice. Nothing too serious. Thank you, Benny.
No worries.
That was pretty sweet. Look how clean that looks. We only have one seam now. And it's just solid. So, like I said, sometimes you just gotta own up to your mistakes. Everybody's gonna make them if you're trying new things. And it's a matter of how you fix the mistake, not the matter that you made the mistake. That's the part that shows your character. So, if you've been following along,
make sure to like and subscribe.
now I'm gonna debate if I'm gonna finish the walls right now. If not, the video is probably gonna end. Haha, of course I wouldn't leave you hanging like that now, come on. But unfortunately, the rest of Ben and I's time together was spent fixing our structure because we ended up getting one heck of a storm. So we took a grinder, we ground off the old spikes, hammered in some new spikes, we put a new cross member up over here, fixed in the door, and hopefully that means our shelter's gonna stay standing for a bit longer. But we need to keep moving forward. So we have all of our furring strips cut just the same as we did for the ceiling. And I'm gonna start with this front one by the door, way up here. We'll fit the furring strip into the place we want it to be and hold it in place with some clamps. Now you'll see I marked a center line down the center of our mounting, or our, so you'll see I made a center line down the center of our furring strip. This is so that up against our panel, we know we're gonna hit dead center, and that way there's no framing where we're gonna be bolting our furring strip in. As well as taped off a few spots where there are already holes behind there that I won't be able to use. So I just want to mark them off so we don't actually drill into those spots. That way I can simply drill our first holes through the wood and the sheet metal at the same time. Boom. Now we can remove it, and then we'll enlarge those holes so they can fit our Riv Nuts. Of course my drill dies. And the fact that we can't see daylight through any of our holes means we did it correctly. Winning! So now we'll prime each hole. And then we'll insert a Riv Nut into each hole. And then we'll screw the board back into place. And there's our first board complete. And then we will continue this process the whole way down that side of the van. Then for the last furring strip at the rear of the van, it needs to be cut curved. So we used some tape and wrapped it around the curves, cut it out with our knife, which gave us the exact replica curve, put it onto our piece of wood as a stencil, cut it out, and now fits in perfect. Oh, until our walls look like this. Not too shabby, eh? Now, a little tip for you. So when disassembling these nuts, so putting them in is pretty straightforward. I've shown you this in the last video, which I'll tag right above. But when removing them, so I've been trying to turn this, which is super tight, or I spin it like this if I have room. But I've learned if you just take the handle and just squeeze it a tiny bit, look how much easier that is to spin. I sure wish I knew that like 300 Riv Nuts ago, let me tell you. But once we're all finished, we now have a fully framed van. Hold on, let me get cleaned up. And there we go, my friends, all cleaned up and feeling human again. And check it out. You're watching as close to live as we can get right now. And my garage is an absolute shambles again. That's not something I'm gonna worry you guys about. So here, have a look around. But I think this is where we're going to call this one an end. After 3 days of solid work, we got our roof fixed, we got our shelter fixed, and we got all of our framing put in for our walls. That was like 200 Riv Nuts and screws and holes, and we're already late. So leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought about this project. But we're going to consider this another project in the books, another video in the banks. So if you haven't subscribed yet, maybe consider doing so. No pressure, of course. You do you, but it is completely free, and it does mean the world to me. If you have subscribed, thank you, thank you, thank you. And of course, as always, we will see you next Sunday. Perfect.